And now come to your mat. Feet hip width. Spine nice and long. And let's take a moment to bring breath into practice here. So just start to let your breath smooth out. Bring your mind to where you are. Let's try and keep it right here. So take a little time to notice how you're feeling right now. And then we're going to start to deepen the breath with a nice exhale and nice inhale through the nose, and just start to let that breath travel through all of the cells and energy centers in your body, and exhale. We're going to take a nice slow deep inhale again. And exhale. And this time, when you inhale, feel the breath actually moving all the way through the arms, legs, to the crown of your head. Notice if there's any stuck spaces and let the breath open them up. So let's exhale and inhale. And a nice soft exhale. And one more time. And now just take a moment to see how you're feeling after just a few breaths. Turn your palms out. We're in a nice strong posture here with the feet grounded, all four corners of the feet, shoulders over hips, the palms are facing forward, ears are over the shoulders, and let's draw up on the inhale. Float the arms up, gently touch the palms together, turn the palms out, and exhale. Good, so we'll think of that inhale as gathering energy, and the exhale as releasing anything that does not serve your practice. And just do that one more time. All right, so now we're going to come out of this strong posture and loosen things up with the feet slightly wider than hip width distance, just preparing the body for a little more movement. Bend the knees and hips, take the arms forward and back, almost like you're coming into chair. Loosening things up. And now we're going to take an inhale to a ragdoll. Remember, the knees and hips are going to move here. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward and take opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just let yourself move around. A nice little ragdoll here. Let your head nod yes and no. And then as you bring your head back to stillness, always end on a yes. Come back to center with the rest of the body. Bring your hands to your hips. And with a nice long spine, come halfway up. And then come the rest of the way up. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to be coming down to the earth for our spinal movement series. Come to the top of your mat here. Feet are hip width distance, so we're in mountain pose here. Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, take a swan dive. Now your hands may land on your thighs or your shins here, right? It's very early in practice. Bend the knees and hips, shine the heart forward. Sink your hips down, hands to the mat, and step yourself back to a down dog. Whoa, how did a down dog get here so early in the practice? Bend one knee and then the other. And press one heel down and hold. Switch sides, press the other heel down and hold. And then both heels down and hold. Bring your knees to the mat. Sit off to the side, and let's find a seated mountain pose, feeling nice and balanced. Spine long. Okay, we're balancing on the sit bones. The spine is long. Inhaling and exhaling in our mountain pose. All right, and shake things out. So from here, you could totally stay with your legs long, or you could cross your legs. We're moving into seated cats and cows. So put your hands towards your knees, okay? Either cross-legged or straight. Arch your back, shine your heart up. This is the sway back of the cow. And then round your spine, take your gaze towards your lap for cat. Arch and round. So just simple cats and cows. And take this opportunity as you move through this very familiar move to notice what's going on in your body. Remember, we don't want to throw the head back. We just want the head to follow the spine as we arch. Yeah, great. And the next time your gaze is towards your lap, just hold there. Find that spot in between your shoulder blades and send a little breath there. Let it loosen up. And then come on back up to a nice, tall, easy seat. All right, so we're going to start with some side-to-side movement here. The left hand is gently by your side, right arm up by the ear. Okay, remember at any point you might be bending your elbow if this straight arm doesn't feel good. Without leaning onto your left hand, tilt to the left. Keep your hips grounded. Good, now we're going to do that same thing on the right side, right arm, tilt right. This is your left arm up. And just go side to side a few times. Focus on really keeping your hips grounded. If you let your hip fly up, you're not going to get any kind of side stretch, right? So just go side to side. Sometimes we go at our own pace, following our breath, and that's the wonderful thing about yoga. You're following your body's signals. Okay, next time you're over to the left, stay here. Put your left hand on your left thigh, and we're going to make a big circle with that right arm. Keep the spine nice and long as you do this. Try not to round, but keep the spine long. And the next time you're over to the left, stay here. Take your left arm parallel to the earth and press away with those left fingertips. Now take your right shoulder behind you, shine your heart up to the sky, and come back to center. We go over to the right, staying here. Left hip is grounded, right hand to the thigh. Make those nice big releasing circles. And the next time you're over to the right, stay there. This time the right arm floats out. Press a little bit away from those right fingertips, and then take your left shoulder behind you, heart to sky. Come back to center, palms touch, and hands come heart center. Inhale and exhale. Let's lean back and change the cross of the legs here. Okay. And shake things out as we move into twisting. Okay, so we're going to take the arms up. Now we're taking the ribs away from the hips here, and we're twisting upper body. Okay, so inhale, exhale, twist. Left hand comes to the right leg, right hand by the hip. Inhale, arms up, twist left. Inhale, up, twist right. So we're taking this a few times, 1 breath per movement. Keep going. Make sure you lengthen your spine each time and keep it long as you twist. We don't twist like this. Okay? Yeah. Good. And the next time you're over to the right, stay here. Put some length in your spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, turn your gaze. Welcome back to your right. I'm wondering if the storms are affecting you. To your right shoulder. And then exhale, turn your gaze to your left shoulder. Exhale back to the right. And bring your arms up. Inhale. We're taking it to the left and staying there. If you just missed a few beats here, make sure that you're kind of even yourself out on both sides. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your gaze towards your left shoulder. Now to the right. Good. Back to the left. Arms up. Palms touch. Hands come heart center. Okay, so let's move into some core work. Okay, I think all of you know that our pose of the month is boat. Yay! So let's come to seated with the feet hip width distance apart here and work on our boats. Okay, so we're going to, with a straight spine, lean back, start to feel your core engage. Take your arms forward. Now see how deeply you can go with a straight spine and your core engaged before you start to fall out of this. So this is core engagement to core challenge, the end point where you can be, okay? Inhale and exhale. All right, you're all long time boaters, so let's go ahead. We're going to lean back more and extend the right leg without touching the heel down. So now we're in low boat position and come up, right foot down. Left leg forward, heel does not touch down. We're in low boat with the left leg extended and up. We're doing that to the right again. Foot comes back, left again. Foot comes back. That's a great way to do it. Now we're going to do it with the right knee up 4 times. You can go back to keeping your right foot down. We're going to do 4 times on the right. High boat to with the right high boat, half high boat on the right, yeah. And let's go low boat, back to high boat, low boat, we're still on the right, yes, back to high boat, low boat, back to high boat, and low boat, back to high boat, and release. Remember, you could be doing this with your foot the same way we did it the first time. Okay, arms forward, left knee up this time, extend, low boat, and come up. Low boat, back to high, low boat, back to high, and low boat, and high boat. All right, let the legs shake out. We're going to do 2-legged version now. So we'll start with 2 feet to the mat, arms forward, low boat, 2 legs, and back, and low boat, back to high boat. 2 more like this, and 1 more. Okay, inhale and exhale. So we're going to do with 2 knees up. You can go back to one of the other versions if the 2 knees up doesn't work for you. So bring both knees up. We're in we're in high boat with bent knees. Arms are forward, and we go low and up. We go low. This is why we do a lot of different versions, so you can find the one that's best for you at any time. 1 more low boat here, and release, shake it out. All right, Anybody feeling your core yet? Got that core going a little bit? All right, so let's do some oblique work and then we'll get to the hips, okay? So go ahead and lay back, take your arms out from your shoulders here and draw your knees in towards your chest, okay? Don't lift your hips off the mat, but just your knees are at your chest. And then just start to sway the knees side to side. We want the shoulders to stay in contact with the mat. And maybe sway the knees a little farther. See how that goes. Hold here. And come center. And sway to the other side. Shoulders stay in contact with the mat. And come back. All right, so you found a point that feels good to you now. Feels like you're working but not overexerting. Sway over to a side and possibly extend the legs. Bend the knees and come back center. Sway to the other side. Extend the legs if you want. Bend the knees and come back center. You can smooth that out if you want, extending as you go side to side. So any version of that, side to side. Always be paying attention to any cues your body is giving you. So maybe you've been doing this extended leg and your body's like, okay, next time, please don't extend the legs. And so you won't, right? And one more time until you know that you're even on both sides. All right, hug it in, rock a little from side to side, bring your feet to the mat, let your knees open and close, little butterfly wings here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's come back to seated for our hip opening. So we're going to be crossing the legs, okay? If crossing the legs doesn't work for you, once again, you can work with straight legs. So find a nice even seat on your mat, bring your hands to your heart and lean back, okay? You're either going to keep your toes on the mat or lift your feet, cross your right ankle over your left, draw your arms up, inhale, turn your palms forward, and exhale, hands to the earth, gaze past your fingertips. You start to feel your right hip. Inhale, the arms up, left ankle over right, palms forward, exhale down. Keep your gaze past your fingertips. You feel your left hip starting to open. Inhale up, right ankle, and down. Inhale up. Remember, you don't have to lift your feet if that's not working for you. And left ankle in front, take it down. You could also be doing this with straight legs. Inhale up, right ankle in front. Come on back up, left ankle in front, and take it down. Okay, one more time like this on each side before we hold longer. Right ankle in front. Feel that right hip, it's starting to release. And switch sides, left hip now. And up. So now that we've warmed up the hips, we're going to hold each side longer. So we've got the legs up, cross right ankle over left, palms forward, exhale down and stay here. Gaze past your fingertips. Press your hands into the mat. Look forward past your fingers. Inhale. And as you exhale, see if those fingertips have any space to move forward. Will your right hip allow that now? If it does, do it. If it doesn't, stay where you are. And just send your breath into that right hip. Inhale, float the arms up. And let's cross left ankle over right, palms forward, and exhale, hands down, staying here. Gaze past the fingertips, press your hands into the mat, look forward, inhale, exhale, walk your fingertips forward. Super. Inhale the arms up, feet up, hands come to heart center, release, woo, take your feet to the mat and let those knees open side to side here. All right, we're going to make our way now to hands and knees. Remember, extra padding for your knees depending on your body and your surface. Wrists, if this sharp right angle doesn't feel good, walk your hands a little more forward so you take out some of that angle. Or you can even roll up the edge of your mat and rest the heel of your hands on there. Okay, so we're coming back to square here. Inhale and exhale from tabletop. Take your right leg back, tuck the toes, and roll the foot. So we're rolling over the foot, really releasing, liberating, and right heel back and hold. Bring the right knee down, take the left leg back, and roll. So we're giving the foot a nice little massage here. Left heel back and hold. Nice. And bring the knee down. Okay, we always want to work on our arms, so come into knee down plank, do your push-up, and hips toward heels. Okay, we're strengthening the arms here. You can lift your knees if you want, and if your spine stays nice and steady when you do that. Okay, hips toward heels when you're done. Push up. And after your next push-up, find your way to child's pose. Find a nice comfortable child's pose with your head resting either on the mat or on your hands. One more breath here. And then make your way to a nice, even, steady, downward facing dog. Remember, you could come and put your hands on a chair, your hands on the wall. What we're looking for in down dog is this nice lengthening in the spine. So let's work on that a little bit. Your feet are hip-width distance apart. Bend both knees. Now press your hips, your tailbone, back and up a little bit, and then start to straighten the legs. So a little more lengthen the spine here. Long spine is more important than straightening the legs. So even if the knees stay bent a little bit, keep lengthening the spine. Take a breath, and then start to walk your feet to your hands, taking them a little wider as you go. You'll wind up with your feet mat-width distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs, hands to your heart. Press through your feet, all four corners of the feet, as you lift your fingertips to the sky, and then step into mountain pose. All right, inhale and exhale. Let's shake everything out. Whew. All right, so we're going to move through our sun salutation now, and we're going to, I think we'll do 2 rounds of it because you guys are all quite familiar. And we'll keep it fairly simple, the more basic moves. So the feet are hip-width distance apart here. You're at the front of your mat in mountain pose. Okay, Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward. There's the half lift. Sink your hips down, put your hands to the mat. Take your right leg back in this lunge position. Just move around, wiggle around a bit. Excuse me. And then find your way, either knee up or knee down plank. Okay. Now we chaturanga all the way down to the earth here. And just letting the hands decorate the mat, not using them. Shoulders toward the ears, down your spine, lift to cobra. You shine your heart forward. Once again, we're not throwing the head back. Good, and release. Now find your way to downward facing dog. Whatever method you choose to get there. We're back in dog. Right leg comes up to hip height. And then take either a big step forward or a few little steps. Find a way to get your feet to your hands. Take a half lift. Forward fold. Now pay attention because we're not stopping. Float the arms out and up, palms touch. Hands come through heart center as you go back into your forward fold. Take a half lift. Sink your hips down, hands to the mat, step back with your left leg, and go ahead and enjoy this lunge. Step back to plank, knees up or down. Super strong chaturanga here. Float up into cobra. Find your way to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in dog. Okay. Maybe bend those knees again and press the tailbone back and up to make sure we've got that nice length in the spine. Left leg up and take your feet to your hands. Whatever size steps you choose, or you might even choose to hop. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. So that's the very traditional sun salutation, moving to both sides with no pause in the middle. And we're going to do it that way again. Now for the back bend when we get there, cobra's great. I'll have you move your hands back a little so we can go a little deeper. If you have up dog and you want to go into up dog, you'll do that. Here we go, top of the mat. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Sink the hips, hands down, step back right. Find your plank, knees up or knees down. Chaturanga all the way down. If you're doing cobra, just move your hands down from your shoulders more towards your ribs. If you're doing up dog, your hands will be even closer to your waist. And lift. This time we're going to use the hands to deepen the back bend. And release. Hands back under the shoulders. Find your way to down dog. You guys keep going. I'm just coming up to check things out. Nice long spine down dog. Right leg up. And take your journey. Big step, hop, doesn't matter. Little steps. When you get to the top of your mat, you half lift. Forward fold, here we go. Float the arms out and up, palms touch. Hands come through heart center. We're back in that forward fold to the half lift. Sinking the hips down. Take your left leg back for the lunge. Yes. Good. And now find your plank. If you happen to have your knees up right now, roll to the very tips of your toes and then come down in your chaturanga. Take your hands by your ribs for a deeper cobra or closer to the waist for your up dog. And then down dog, long spine. This is when down dog is considered a resting pose, right? So rejuvenate yourself in your down dog. Take your left leg up and then find your way to the top of your mat. Take a half lift, forward fold, float the arms out and up, palms touch. Yes, and hands come heart center. Find mountain pose and breathe. So now if you pay attention to how your body is feeling, you'll see how the energy is moving now after all the work you've done. And let's go ahead and wiggle the fingers and rotate the wrists. We've been using all this stuff a lot here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to move into gathering goddess energy. So you've been working hard, so this is going to reinvigorate our energy here. So take your legs wider than hip width distance with the toes facing out. And we're going to take the arms up, inhale. Okay, as you exhale, take your arms out to the side. Your knees are coming over your toes, knees are bent. Bring your arms forward, gather energy, capture it in between your palms, and bring your hands to your heart. Straighten your legs as you draw your arms back up. Exhale, arms shoulder height, knees out. Gather energy, seal it, bring it to your heart. And it's inhale up. Exhale, this is goddess. Gather energy, seal it, bring it to your heart. We'll do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Gather energy, hands to heart. And then let's inhale up and release. Okay, so since we have the legs in this position, let's make even more use of it. We're going to go down and up a few more times like we were in the goddess pose here. Focusing on loosening. Great, and now go ahead and bend your knees, leave them bent, and take your hands to your thighs. Maybe a little even closer to your knees here. Okay, so we've got the groin and adductor stretch going here. Now you're going to take your right shoulder to the left, keep your spine nice and long, and come up, and left shoulder to the right. Nice long stretch here, and come up. All right, straighten your legs, shake your hands out, and raise one arm if that felt really good. Felt okay? Okay, let's do it again. Knees out, hands just above the knees here, right shoulder to the left, and center, and left shoulder to the right. And center, straighten the knees, heel toe the feet together, and shake everything out. Shake the hands out, shake the palms out. Okay, inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to start working our way down again. So just kind of scan your body, move around, collect anything that you feel like you need for when we get down to the earth. Things, tend to start cooling off from here. And make sure that that strap is nearby. Does anybody not have a strap? Just let me know and I'll tell you the options for that. Okay, good. I'm glad to see everybody's moving around, loosening up. Just checking in, see if anything's left, that feels a little constricted or tight. All right, so with the strap nearby, come to the top of your mat now. Feel your breath. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, spine long, folding right over those hip creases, swan dive. Now we're going to stay here for a moment. Inhale a little bit, and then as you exhale, see if those fingertips will wander down any amount. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Either way is fine. Now bring your hands to your thighs, knees bend, hips back, shine your heart forward, sink the hips down, hands to the mat. We're going to step back to down dog. We've done a lot of dogs. If you prefer to go to table right away, you can do that. And we're going to let the hips go side to side. If you're in dog, your knees move too. If you happen to be in table, it's going to wag your hips side to side. Everybody come back to center. Bring your knees to the mat. Sit off to the side in a seated mountain pose. Nice and long here. And shake things out. So we're going to do a couple of straight leg forward folds here. So go ahead and take your strap and put it around the balls of your feet. So even if you have a very long reach, by putting the strap on the balls of your feet, it's going to help keep your feet flexed, which is what we want here. Okay, so we're going to hold the strap anywhere along the line where we can sit up nice and tall. I'll go sideways so you can see what's happening. And then with that long spine, from the hip creases, start to fold forward and then start to walk your hands. You're going to take both ends of the strap in each hand, start to walk your hands down. Keep your spine long and keep your gaze past your toes. And now come on up, slide your hands up the strap and release. Okay, did that feel a little different with the strap keeping your foot really flexed? Okay, notice that this time. Sit up nice and tall. The strap is keeping the feet flexed and you're walking your hands down the strap. So you're taking both ends of the strap with each hand, and then when you get to where you're going with a long spine, gazing toward your toes, not toward your lap, just hang out here and breathe into the backs of your legs. And then roll your hands up the strap, release. Okay, let's put the strap off to the side. Shake the legs out. And we're going to do that one time without the strap. This time we'll take the arms up, put super length in the spine, and same thing, feet are still flexed. Folding from those hip creases, draw your arms long, 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 and let the hands fall wherever they fall. Some of you might have your toes, some of you might have your shins, even your thighs. Take your gaze to your toes. And draw the arms up. We're going to continue lengthening the spine even as we exhale the arms down. So think about as the arms push down, the spine presses up long. Great, and now shake everything out. Inhale and exhale. Bend the knees. We're rolling down to the earth. Okay. All right, we're going to take both arms and both legs long. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knees in. We're in Apanasana. You might be holding your shins or your hamstrings. Inhale and exhale here. Now take this to happy baby. So you might have your feet, you might still have your hamstrings. Either way is great. Happy baby, and give your spine a nice little side to side massage as you rock. Now release your happy baby, bringing your knees towards your chest. Your legs are touching, hands to your knees. The hands will not leave the knees. We're going to make some circles here. Press the knees away, to the right, in toward your chest, and to the left. Away, right, in and left, making that nice little circle. The hands are controlling this so that the legs don't start to flop all over the place. And the next time your knees are in, hold them in and circle the other direction, away, to the left, in and to the right. Whatever opposite is of the direction you went earlier. And the next time your knees are in, hold them in. Bring your hands down by your side. Take your left foot to the mat. Take your right leg either straight up or with bent knee. We just need the foot to clear the earth so that we can point and flex. Bringing some nice motion and flexibility into the ankle. And now rotate one direction and the other, and then switch sides so your leg could be high, medium, low, point and flex. And circle one direction, yeah, and the other. Great. Bring your left foot back down now, and with your feet hip-width distance apart, just let your knees open and close a couple of times. Take your arms out from the shoulders, nice and long. Extend through the fingers and make a gentle fist as you wiggle your fingers back in. Extend, gentle wiggle. Extend, and gentle wiggle. Now rotate the wrists one direction and the other. With your arms still long, bring them back to the mat and turn your head side to side, releasing the neck. Coming back up to center now, find your final relaxation position. So wiggle around, realign, do whatever the body is asking you to do so that you can come into a nice, settled, steady place where you don't feel like you have to move. You might, if you have a chair handy, you might set your calves on a chair. Or if you have a bed handy, right, you could totally be doing this. If you're near the wall, you might have your feet up on the wall. Where's your final relaxation position for today? And when you get there, inhale through the nose and slowly exhale, releasing yourself onto the earth. Let the earth do the work of supporting you as you just be in your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Gently invite movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And on your next inhale, stretch long. Exhale, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And help yourself back up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.